Uh,
What's up, everyone? I am Sean Moriarty,
and I am Ryan, Week Zero Productions, Fravel.
and let me just say, it has been a long time since I've been live with either you or Ben, Ryan. So it's great to be back going live again and talking with the audience, which is all but one person right now, from what I can see. So how have you been, man? What's been going on?
Good, man. Just been busy with Week Zero Productions as always. Just released a college football pump up video. Got that out. Took me 2 weeks to get that put together. So I was pretty happy how that turned out. Um, Working on our off-season shows right now. We just came out with our own schedule. We're doing our own team-specific shows throughout the week. So that's been fun. Me and Sean will be back at it again. Not this Sean,
Yeah, there's
but
other Sean's
there's
out.
different. There's more Seans out there than just Sean Ware. I know that's hard to believe. Uh, but yeah, me and him are going to be doing our Gold Standard podcast Wednesday. Back at it again with that because we took a little hiatus. So yeah, man, it's been going. We trying to grow and get bigger, man.
Yeah, that makes the two of us here. Ben and I are trying to continue to grow the Two Irish Brothers show here, and we wish the best for you at Week Zero Productions as well. And actually, you know what? I shouldn't just say Ben and I because you're a part of this too. We made that clear a long time ago. You are a colleague, even though you have your other projects and stuff that you're working on. You are a part of our team.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, dude, I I accidentally hit the tab prematurely, but how long do I have you for tonight?
Thinking an hour.
Hour?
Yeah,
All
an
right.
hour. Just we could talk ball and catch up, but you know how it is when you have a 5-year-old now.
I don't, but I
well, yeah, I'm sure you could imagine what it's like having a 5-year-old little devil running around. So yeah,
does a cat count?
cat, yeah. I have 7 of them, so I have 7 cats and a 5-year-old daughter. So it gets pretty hectic.
Okay, I got a number of cats myself, so I know what you're talking about. I really
Between the
do.
cats fighting and my daughter telling me no, I'm not going to clean my room for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's
Oh, I remembered you saying that she was getting to that point where the no's are starting to come and she's starting to give the back talk.
yeah. Now it's negotiating. That's where it is. It's I'm not going to clean my room unless you turn my TV on.
Okay, if she grows up to play any kind of college athletics, she's gonna be
She's going to
good.
get a good NIL deal.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. She's gonna be Caitlin Clark 2.0 if that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So first things first, I've got a. I don't know how it says one on here. There could be more. I don't know. I know Big Vol Daddy just started his stream, so a lot of audience are probably over there right now. But so I gotta talk real quick about some of the stuff that the viewers might have been seeing from us on this channel here in the past week or so with different shorts and whatnot that I've been uploading. Some people might be asking, what is this whole Happy Meal thing about? Did you see that, Ryan? Those shorts that I posted?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. For those of you who might not know, you guys probably saw the promo of Ben and the Happy Meals to the WWF old school theme and whatnot. So real quick, here is the explanation of that. And by the way, speaking of Ben, if he's watching, congratulations, dude, on the great news. That's wonderful, and he'll know what I'm talking about. But back in 2022, and you know how it is, Ryan, when the offseason gets here for Notre Dame, aside from the spring game, you're looking for new content, right?
Yeah.
Looking for new things to explore. Ben and I did that back in 2022 when the USFL came back, and it was the reboot. I mean, of course, the leagues are merged now with the XFL, but that's beside the point. So we decided to cover all of the USFL in 2022 when it came back out, and we made some bets on some games, as some of our regulars will know. Well, this whole thing with the Happy Meals is one of Ben's punishments. Because you see, our bets were simply this: the loser does not pay the winner money. The loser has to get punished. Kind of like the show Impractical Jokers. I hate it when I can't spit it out. So Ben owes me 4 punishments. And he's paid up on 1 already. This with the Happy Meals is simply another punishment. If you want to call it a challenge, you can call it a challenge. But it's very simple. And the thing is, I win either way, because Ben's going to be miserable afterward. He's going to be miserable, and that's the whole idea of a punishment, is that the loser is miserable.
Yeah,
and he hates what he's doing. So here's what Ben has to do. He's going to have to eat 5 Happy Meals in 2 minutes. And if he doesn't finish all 5 Happy Meals within the 2-minute time, he has to then slap himself in the face really hard.
Well, so, how are we gonna prove that it's hard enough and it's not like a WWE slap where it looks hard but it's like fake? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna keep the cameras rolling until he does it right. Simple enough. Cameras are gonna keep rolling. It's like nope, and I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair. If it's a good slap, I'm not gonna make him do it. But if it's a good enough slap, okay, he's done. Punishment over.
But if it's like
yeah, then cameras are gonna keep rolling until you hit yourself in the face. Simple as that. I want to hear some skin.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Like the rest of us, he has a job to go to. He has to interact with people. I'm not hoping for like a big hand mark on his face or anything like that. But
he goes to his job and they go, Ben, is everything okay at home?
Is your wife? Do
you need help?
Well, you know what? The funny thing is, his wife, great woman, really nice. I can see that if he gets out of line with her, she could, really. I can see her laying the smack down on him when he gets out of line. So he better be careful, because there could be some validity in that scenario.
Yeah.
So that's what all the Happy Meal stuff has been about. It's a punishment that we have coming up, and yes, we are going to get it on tape. We have not decided if we're going to go live with it. I did ask John from Always Irish the question on one of his live shows recently, what he thought about it, and he doesn't think Ben can do it, which whether he can do it or not, that's irrelevant to me. I'm just seeking opinions here. So,
hey, you know what? To me, eating McDonald's is not a punishment, especially if I have to eat it in 2 minutes. I might be able to. Well, what kind of Happy Meals are we talking? Are we talking about like Mighty Kids meals or just normal kids meals?
Just regular Happy Meals.
Okay.
Not the Mighty Kids, even though Ben's a mighty kid. I do have somewhat of a conscience here.
Because if we're talking, like 6. Is he getting nuggets or cheeseburgers, or does it matter?
There has to be at least 2 burgers in there. He can't just go all chicken nuggets. Because I think if they were all chicken nugget meals,
that would be easy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that would be easy. So there has to be at least 2 burgers in there. At least 2. And the other 3, he can do a mix or all nuggets, whatever. But like I said, it doesn't matter to me if he finishes it or not. If he
does he have to eat the bread, like the entire bun with it, or they can
yes?
Okay.
This is a punishment.
There are loopholes, Sean. If you don't put this stuff in writing, there are.
Well, first off, we're not under contract to anybody. So I can make a listen. There's no union here. There's no YouTube podcasters union. And the work in Ben's line of work, his union doesn't apply here. It's an outside task or whatever you want to call it. So he's eating those damn buns. He's going to eat all the bread. He has to eat all the bread, all the French fries. I don't know if you can get soft drinks with Happy Meals or if you have to get the milk or whatever. Which if milk is all he can get, that makes this even better.
Sean, I hope you know, by the way, that somebody's going to clip that of you saying Ben's going to eat all the buns. And
I'll make that myself. That sounds like something that I would take myself and turn it into like a little short or a stinger or whatever it's called.
No context. Just you already know Ben's going to eat all of them buns.
All 10 of them. Top and bottom. There, I just made it worse. I found a way to make that worse.
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay, so that's gonna anyway. 11 minutes we're talking about freaking Ben gorging down Happy Meals here. This is a freaking Notre Dame. It's supposed to be a Notre Dame stream. We're talking about Ben scarfing down Happy Meals. Does it get more screwed up than that?
No.
All right, so that explains that. So anybody who's seen the stuff of me talking about it, if you saw it on Always Irish on the live show that he did I think it was last week that I did that. That's what that's about. Is Ben is going to have to pay up on the second of 4 punishments that he owes me. The third one that he's going to have to do is to do a show dressed as Papa Smurf. And the fourth one, well, I've said this forever, and I'm really looking forward to this, is he's got to get his chest and his stomach waxed.
Oh, God.
But I've said a million times, he has a choice with that punishment. He can either go to like a salon and get it done, or he lets me do it with duct tape. Now, which would you choose, Ryan?
Salon, definitely. Salon, yeah.
Oh, believe me, I'm going to pay.
Because Sean is like, he's there to make it hurt. Like, he's not going
First off, it's duct tape.
No.
And 2, I will pull it slow.
You'll go,
yeah, you better pick that salon if I was you. But anyway, so with that said, just some other news, and this is more serious news. But the UFL, as we all know, starts up next month. The XFL and the USFL have merged leagues. Ben and I will be the official home of Talking St.
Go
Louis
Steamboats.
Battle.
Go Steamboats. Or Showboats, my bad. I call them Steamboats. Showboats.
It's on, MFer.
Hey, you know what? One of my teams got just deleted. I was a Vegas Vipers fan. Yeah, they got cut. I was a Bandits fan, then a Vipers fan. I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna be a Showboats fan. Thank you for keeping the Showboats.
Battlehawks are sticking around, and we will be talking about them here. We figured it'd just be better to just talk about our favorite team than do the whole league. I mean, that's a lot.
Hey, but when it's Showboats, Battlehawks week, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh, well, and we'll figure something out. We might be able to do a collab or something. But yeah, so speaking of which, big news. How about AJ McCarron officially coming back to the Battlehawks?
How about the former, or not a former Battlehawk, but a former oh my God, a former Breaker who we've had on the show talking about that mascot. Vontae Diggs, yeah.
Vontae Diggs.
He is now a Showboat. So I'm like, yeah, we got the guy that's gonna be like, use a blob.
I don't have that clip on here anymore. I was gonna play it. Yeah. All mascot better than you. You a blob. You a blob. What's your name? You can't even talk. Dave can talk. You what a weak ass mascot. I love that. I still have it. I just didn't upload it on here. So anyway, so next month you can catch Ben and I talking about the Battlehawks. Like I said, we like to do other things on here, not just Notre Dame. But unfortunately, these spring leagues have been kind of a hard sell on here for us so far. Maybe it's us. I don't know, but
well, there's not really too many people talking about it, which you'd think there would be more like YouTubers and stuff talking about it, but there's really not.
no. And with it being the Rock's ownership group, you think there would be. I mean, especially with the name power that he has, but. Anyway, look, we could go on about that forever, but I've only got you here for an hour, 45 minutes now. But yeah, let's actually talk about some Notre Dame, which is what the title of this video is. And by the way, whoever's watching, I'll drop the link. If you want to call in and leave a comment about something, feel free and do so. But remember, keep it to or we have a 5-minute limit on here for calls. So there it is in the comment, the live chat. That's the link to get into the stream here. Got something in your mind? Let's hear it. So with that said, Ryan, let's start about, we got a lot of news with Notre Dame to talk about, but let's talk about the on the top of the hour news right now. And that is we have two different headlines, but the first one being Al Golden, defensive coordinator. He has signed an extension to be Notre Dame's defensive coordinator for the next 4 years. Now, of course, we've seen strange things happen where coaches leave and, even in the middle of contract, of course. But you and I were talking about this off camera, and this is a sign of Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame doing they're wanting to keep this core together.
Yeah. They're actually opening their pocketbooks for once to keep top-notch coordinators, something we haven't seen Notre Dame do in quite a long time. Anytime we've seen guys like Clark Lee, Mike Elko, Mike Denbrock, too, previously, what has been the what Notre Dame has done in those situations? Well, we're not going to pay you. If you want to go somewhere else for more money, go ahead. We're not going to fight, And to me, that's not a winning mentality. If you're one of the best at your job, right, Sean?
Right.
And what you do, and your employer, or you get a different employer that is the same thing your boss offers, but they offer you more money. And you go to your boss, and your boss says, hey, you know what? If you want to go, Sean, go ahead. We're not going to give you that money. I think that's a bad business practice.
Of course it is. And as of late, Notre Dame has definitely been getting they've been improving on that big time, because one of the biggest things that people like to talk about still, and we are still hearing it to this day, maybe you're not, but I've still seen it, people still harping on the offensive coordinator search from last season. When we interviewed Andy Ludwig, and people are saying, "Oh, Notre Dame they just don't want to pay him. They don't want to pay Ludwig because they're cheap." Well, people forget it was Ludwig who was the one who backed out of that one. They had the pocketbook open, ready to pay him the money that he was wanting, which I think was like in the vicinity of $4 million, something like that.
And they were going to pay his buyout from Utah.
Yes. So, yeah, the bottom line is Notre Dame has shown that they're looking to pay the money for top-notch assistants.
I think a lot of it, though, is Freeman. I think Freeman, ever since he's been head coach, he's had talks with the administration, the board, which I think is awesome from Freeman, because Freeman basically said, hey, you want me to win? You want me to get Notre Dame at the highest level, win a national championship? Here's what I need. Well, and so far, the administration has done things that they have never done in the past in terms of loosening restrictions on transfers, loosening restrictions on recruiting, coming around on NIL, all this stuff. And I think a lot of that is, I honestly don't give credit to Notre Dame and the administration. That credit should be given to Marcus Freeman, because I think he's the reason why they're starting to come around on that.
Well, and also what helps also is the fact that, and I don't say this in a negative way, but Jack Swarbrick, he's going to be officially stepping down in a couple months, and I hope I'm not butchering this guy's name, but that Pete Bavacqua who's going to be
Yep.
succeeding him. That's some young blood in there. We've got some, I mean, nothing against Jack, but we've got some young blood coming into these positions. Same with I know for the life of me, I forget who the guy is that's replacing Father Jenkins as university president, but I think he's somewhat of a younger guy too in terms of, as far as administration goes.
Yeah. And I think Pete's the guy that's going to get Notre Dame a national title. Because I think he's more, I think Jack, while he started to come around toward the end of his tenure, I think Jack was still of the mindset of Notre Dame, we're going to build off of our, like the old days. That's what's going to be tradition, honor, academics. And I think once he started, give him some props, but he kind of came around off of that as he went on. But Pete is completely a different 180 from where, we were at with the previous AD.
Jack Swarbrick.
Yeah, Jack Swarbrick. He's more, hey, either get with the program, get with the times, or get off the pot. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember when he first got hired, one of the quotes from his interview when he got hired, or he got the job, was college football is going into the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame is in a place where you're selling CDs when there's movies, or not CDs, DVDs when there's movies now and streaming, right? That's kind of what he compared it to. He's like, either get off the side of the street selling DVDs and start, doing the streaming stuff and get serious with it, or don't bother competing at all.
And I got to ask you, Ryan, are you a Led Zeppelin fan?
I am not. I'm too young. I'm too young.
Well, they're before my time too.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, I just turned 38, but even I know who Led Zeppelin is.
I do. I know who they are, but I'm not I can't say I'm like a fan.
Well, the reason I ask is because we got Jimmy Page watching our show tonight. I think the Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin might be a slightly different spelling, but Jimmy, before I answer, you are welcome to come in and talk with us if you want to for a couple minutes. The link is posted right there. But if you don't want to, we will answer your question. But we're always about taking calls. Let's see what he says here, or if he clicks the link.
I will say though, Sean, and I said this, and I said this on this show.
Yes.
When the Ludwigs, you can vouch for me. I said on that show that I think Notre Dame dodged a bullet with Andy Ludwig, and it was a what is it? What is that called? I'm today. It's one of those days. I'm blanking.
It's Friday, man. We're relaxed.
It's a president in disguise. I don't know. You know what I meant there. Or blessing in disguise. There we go.
Yes. It happens. Don't beat yourself.
Blessing in disguise. Because guess what? We got Mike Denbrock, right? What is the difference between Mike Denbrock and Andy Ludwig? Did Andy Ludwig ever have the number one offense in the country? No.
Nope, not that I can recall.
Did he ever have a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback?
No.
No. Did he ever average 40 points a game? No. I don't think so.
I like this. Nope, it's me, guys, working on some new material. I'm with Robert.
Not at the moment.
Well, Jimmy Page, come on, man. Here's the link. Here's the link. Come on, talk with us. We'd love to talk with you.
Yeah. We'd love to see Robert.
But if you don't want to, just tell us and we will answer your questions regardless, of course. Well, and you look at Utah this past season. I mean, they were good.
Their offense was atrocious. Their offense was up there with Iowa's.
Oh, come on. Now that's just come on. They
no, they're not. No, hold on. There was obviously a gap, but I'm saying like Utah had, I think, like the 80th ranked offense in the country. That's bad.
That's quite a drop off. Because what were they the year before? Like a top 20?
I think they were like top 30.
Top
I don't
30?
think they've
Okay.
ever been like a top 20 offense, but top 30.
Well, I just know that they really love to throw the ball, so I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't higher. All right, Jimmy. Well, listen, we'll answer your questions before you go. So you asked before that, or you said before that you heard that that Jack wouldn't pay Ludwig in his buyout. That's not true. That's not true. They were going to pay the buyout. They were going to pay him the salary that he wanted. So they were ready to open up that checkbook. And I don't remember this, but I heard that we could have gotten the O-line coach too. The O-line coach from Utah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that he was a candidate for the job. I mean, I don't catch everything. I'm not going to sit here and claim to be a professional broadcast journalist.
Sean, you're not an insider? That's crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Or I am. And I just don't want to share that.
Yeah.
No. I don't remember. I don't know the guy's name, but I do not remember Utah's offensive line coach being a candidate.
I know that we needed one because that's why we hired Joe Rudolph, but
yeah.
Oh God, why did I even do this to myself?
What?
I got a notification, checked my Twitter, and of course, LSU fans are commenting on my post about Notre Dame.
We dealt with a big loudmouth LSU fan on there recently. I'm not gonna give his name out. I've forgotten it, but
he basically, so this is what this LSU fan said, right? Because I posted Notre Dame's schedule.
We're gonna get to that actually.
He said Pee-wee coaches could win 12 games on that weak ass schedule. I'm glad it's a 12-team playoff now. No more cupcaking your way into the top 4.
Is this the guy that is a picture of him sitting in his car?
No, it's actually it's a guy that's got a wig on.
Okay. I didn't know it was June, but okay. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, hey, you know what? LSU fans are so glad that they didn't get to play us in that Reliant Quest Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been. You struggled with 7-5 Wisconsin, LSU.
Yeah, don't. It's like,
what do you think Notre Dame would have done to you guys in that bowl game?
Well, it's like like I was saying, it's not like Ben and I have done with a bunch of LSU fans.
Oh, I have.
We haven't
all the time.
But there's one of them on there that, oh my God, this guy can run his mouth or, in this case, type on his keyboard nonstop. It's like, and it's such stupid crap though. He actually said that Notre Dame had no guys that make it in the NFL. Yet we were just guaranteed, like before the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, we were guaranteed to have at least one player win a ring for sure.
And it wasn't like practice squad guys either.
No. We had like
starters.
Yeah, starters. We had in total, I think 12 or 13 guys in the playoffs with all the different all 7 or all 14 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, really, I mean, I understand trying to trash talk a team because you don't like them, but being stupid is another one.
Well, you know what?
Something
most LSU
different.
fans, I will say this, I'll give them this. Most LSU fans after that embarrassing performance against Wisconsin, most of them kind of shut up for a while, which I would too if I struggled with a Wisconsin team that went 7-5 and lost to Illinois. I would be quiet too, but
you could have stopped Illinois and you would have made your point, but then you just threw gas on the fire, man.
Yeah.
I gotta hang on one sec. I gotta respond.
No, you're good.
Um, yeah, sorry, I had to take this. It's something a little tad bit important.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay. Well, anyway,
I responded to that that LSU fan with a gif of rent free in your head.
yeah, I think that's what Notre Dame is definitely that in a lot of haters' heads. It's like you want to hate on this team so much, you say they're irrelevant, but yet you're putting them in the spotlight.
Yeah. You know what's funny is the people that say Notre Dame has been trashed for the last 30 years, hasn't won anything, they've been irrelevant. If they were relevant, you wouldn't be talking about them right now, would you?
That's the point. If they're so irrelevant, why are you even talking about them?
Dude, I had a USC fan talk trash to me a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Went on for a whole day on Twitter. And all I said was, he's like, Notre Dame's been pathetic. You guys can't even win a national title. You guys are a poverty school, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, if we're poverty, then what are you guys? You guys lost to, quote, that poverty school 48
that poverty that poverty school kicked the ever loving shit out of you. Okay, I was in attendance for that game and I saw it firsthand.
Like, wait, since Pete Carroll left, you guys are 4-11 against us. Poverty franchise, or not poverty university. Right there.
And you have everything in your favor. You have the NIL stuff and you still can't beat us? Come on. I just and yet of course I'm supposed to believe that Caleb Williams is the number one pick for the Bears.
As a Bears fan, are you
No. I know what you're going to ask. I'm not listen. I don't hate USC like people might think I do. I'm saying this just because I'm being honest. I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. I'm not sold that he's going to be this great thing for the Bears.
He's very egotistical. We've already seen it with him saying, "I'm not going to play in Chicago."
I heard that was a myth.
No, he said it 3 times.
Okay, I guess I missed the other 2 times.
When it came out the 3rd time, his management quickly went out and said, "Well, Caleb doesn't mean that he would refuse to play for the Bears. He just would prefer not to play in Chicago."
Well, listen, I know I'm going off topic here because I wanted to talk about our schedule for 2024. Yeah. But let me just say this: I'm not sold on Caleb Williams, not because he went to USC. Okay, any team that can help the Bears at the next level, I don't give a damn what school they come from. But with Caleb Williams in particular, it's like you said, he has an ego, which he's not the only one, obviously, but it's how he carries himself and how he presents himself. Like the whole painting his nails thing. Yes, I stand by that. I don't think it's normal for a dude to be painting his nails.
Mm-hmm.
But I do, and I also know that when he has painted them, it's because he was trying to promote some kind of charity or some kind of like real good cause, like a children's hospital or whatever the case may be. But when it gets to the point where you're painting fuck Notre, sorry for my language, but when you're writing fuck Notre Dame on your nails,
fuck Utah,
yeah, or I think there were a couple other teams in there as well. There's nothing to respect about that. It's childish. There's nothing mature about going up into the stands and hugging and crying with your parents.
Hey, but hold on, Sean. It's also immature for us Notre Dame fans when we storm the field to run up to Caleb Williams and say, how about them nails now, bro? Let me see them nails."
I guess technically 2 wrongs don't make a right.
But hey, USC fans were like, "See, this is embarrassing. USC fans would never." I'm like, well,
from that point of view, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. In that case, it's in that scenario, it's a case of look in your own backyard. Look who you have representing you and doing that stupid crap.
It's like Texas fans when they get all butthurt about the horns down when they play Oklahoma, and it's like,
well, then beat them.
It's a rivalry.
Yeah.
Like, are you that soft?
I mean, geez, that like the horns down is a traditional thing, whether that you like it or not. But when it gets real stupid, the real stupid stuff is like when haters call us Notre Dame or Notre Shame or
Yeah.
Rudy was offsides or the same crap, which I wanted to make a video about some of the dumbest hater comments, but or the dumbest hater.
But we don't sit there and cry about people saying Rudy was offsides. Like
it gets annoying because
it gets annoying, but Texas fans, like, they legitimately get hurt. Like, their feelings get hurt.
Oh, cry me a river. God bless it.
They went to the Big 12 and said, hey, their teams are doing this so much. Can you guys do something?
Are you actually going to – is the Big 12 – or, well, I mean –
they did. The SEC has now banned it too, by the way. You're not allowed to do horns down in the SEC.
Oh, they're really going to be able to enforce that? Bullshit.
No, it'll be a penalty. If you do horns down, you'll get unsportsmanlike conduct and a 15-yard penalty.
You're shitting me.
No. Texas wanted that to be a thing when they joined.
You're not going to stop them. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. I know this isn't college football, but here in the Quad Cities, we still do have a hockey team. But back in the day, they used to be the Quad City Mallards. I mean, it was a very well-known minor league hockey team, at least in regional, maybe not national, but regional. So it was in the playoffs. I think it was at the time it was the CHL.
Mm-hmm.
It was the CHL playoffs, and they were playing. I think it was Muskegon, but I could be wrong. But anyway, all the fans had these plastic fingers. I'm not sure if there was a giveaway that night or what, but all the fans had this. All the fans had these plastic fingers in the stands for whatever reason, and there was a point where all these fans, after a bad call by the ref, started throwing all these plastic fingers onto the ice, and they would not stop. And it got to the point where the referees told the PA announcer to tell the fans, hey, listen, if you don't stop throwing these fingers, there's going to be a penalty against the Mallards. Well, sure enough, the one Muskegon fan that was in the Mark that night, that was the name of the arena, just the Mark of the Quad Cities. The one Muskegon fan had a finger, throws it onto the ice, and sure enough, penalty. That's my point. You're not going to be able to enforce that. There's going to be somebody that's going to do the horns down.
But the thing is, not even just the players. If the fans do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, but then it's going to get to a point where they're going to throw a flag every single time they see it. Like, was it when Texas, I can't remember who it was they played. Texas played BYU, right? At BYU. BYU the student section, their students painted, like, you know how they do the paint and all that stuff.
The body paint.
Horns down, yeah. The refs before the game stopped it, threw a 15-yard penalty, and the BYU coaches yelled at the students to go wash it off.
Okay, you can enforce that. Yes, you can get
and I'm like, dude, that's so dumb. Like, it's like when I went to the Notre Dame game, right? When you were there with the USC game, we chanted fuck SC. Like when we were like during the game, like when we stormed the field, we went up to USC players. Like, it's a rivalry. Like, fans are going to do that no matter what sport you're in, right?
Yeah,
it's like that'd be like if when teams like in a Super Bowl or NBA or NHL and they get a big win and they chant over, right? 15-yard penalty to the fans. What do you mean? Like, are we all just going to be soft now? Like,
yeah, you know what's going on right now?
Yeah,
upside down diamond. Use your imagination on what I'm trying to form here with my fingers. Clean the sand out of it. And the SEC, this is supposed to be where the tough guys play.
Yeah, but now you can't do horns down.
But you're gonna call a penalty over the horns down symbol. Give me a break. Just when I think things can't get any more stupid in this world, there's something that has to come along and top it.
I wonder if there's like a way you could, like, there's a loophole though, where like if you're playing Texas that week, you can get like shirts that have like the Texas logo flipped upside down, like, or I don't know how that works. It's like you're gonna call a 15-yard penalty because I'm wearing a
The
shirt.
bottom line is they're not going to be able to enforce this. Listen, you got people in there that have been, drinking all day. They're trash ass drunk when they come into the stadium. You think you're going to get them to stop
doing the horns down.
The only way you're stopping them from doing horns down is if they pass out. I'm serious.
And what if like 50, 60,000 people? Texas plays Georgia, like.
Oh, if you're going to be throwing a play, if you're going to be throwing a flag every single play, then damn, you're not going to get out of there for another 2 days. I mean, yeah, we're laughing about it. I'm joking, but this is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life.
I could see like SEC teams just purposely doing it and being like, "What are you going to do, ref?"
Yeah, and then it gets to the extreme where you send in one of your fans dressed in the opposing team's colors.
Yeah,
and you're doing that just to get a penalty when you need some help. I mean, please tell me that somebody actually thought this through.
I don't think they did. I think they're just like, all right, Texas is coming. Might as well just implement the rule.
The Yellow Rose of Texas, more like the brown sand of Texas.
But anyway, back to Notre Dame football. Al Golden.
I wanted to finish with Caleb Williams real quick because just real quick, nothing wrong when, like I mentioned, him running up into the stands and hugging his mom and dad and crying.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing wrong with showing emotion, but dude, save that for behind closed doors. Save that for when you get out of the locker room. And then this crap that he's talking about, where he's saying like, I want this much of shares in this.
He wants to own whatever team he goes to.
First off, who the hell do you think you are, kid? You haven't done no, really. He hasn't done shit. He's shown nothing that he's a spoiled brat, and he's got an ego. He's a prima donna. He actually more like a Madonna, since he's a diva and all that. So based on that alone, no, as a Bears fan, I don't want it.
You know what's funny though, and like the Bears organization, they want Caleb Williams. Like they're drooling for Caleb Williams, right?
Well, they better change their tune.
Meanwhile, Bears fans, like actual people that are Bears fans that I know, they're of the mindset, we want Justin Fields.
I want him too.
Like, and a lot. What's funny is a lot of Bears fans are Notre Dame fans, so a lot of it is, hey, we just saw Caleb Williams get exposed against the best defense he played last year. Like, if you look at his career, when Caleb Williams has played a top 20 defense in college football, he's looked like crap and lost.
Yeah, and
I don't think that translates very well to the NFL because you're going to be playing a great defense, well, good defenses almost every week.
Exactly. But yes, back to Al Golden.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to just Marcus Freeman doing an incredible job keeping this core together. And Al Golden hasn't exactly done a bad job with this defense. He's had his bad moments with bad defensive play calling, but overall it's been pretty successful.
Yeah. I mean, I really do think this is the best, like, I think this is one of the best things that could happen in Notre Dame football, especially with bringing back, we'll get into it in a little bit, but Golden is the reason this team is a playoff contender. You could argue with the defense being the number 5 overall defense, the number 1 pass defense in the country. Notre Dame's recruiting on the defensive side of the ball is the best it's ever been. So yeah, I mean, I think Golden was one of those guys where like we were kind of just waiting for that, like, Al Golden going to be the head coach at Boston College. Al Golden's going to be the head coach of, I don't know, Tulane. Oh, Al Golden's going to be taking the defensive coordinator job for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I was waiting for, was that other shoe to drop.
Exactly. I mean, it's not hard to think of that possibility, but I'm learning that a lot of news I take with a grain of salt. I mean, because you're always going to have rumors, which he's done a good job to warrant another head coaching position, but this signing, this 4-year extension, it sounds like he's comfortable where he's at right now in his career. He's comfortable being Notre Dame's defensive coordinator, and he wants to stay, and I think that's awesome. But speaking of Notre Dame assistants, one that really hurt was we lost our defensive backs coach.
Yeah, we lost Chris O'Leary, which was our defensive backs coach, but also the safety coach. It sounds like Mike Mickens is going to just kind of fill that role. He got a little bit of a pay raise too, but that just hasn't been confirmed yet. But
okay,
everyone's reporting on it because I don't know if you know, but Michigan is looking for their defensive backs coach, right? And they've been interested in why am I blanking again right now? God dang, I just had a post about this too. Mike Mickens, yeah. They've been interested in Mike Mickens, so Notre Dame and kind of hey, we don't want Michigan to steal the guy that's one of our best recruiters on the defensive side of the ball and the guy that's made Ben Morrison an All-American, Xavier Watts into the Bronco Nagurski Award winner. We don't want to lose him. So we're going to give him a pay raise. So that's good. But yeah, I think Chris O'Leary, that's a big loss, but I think Mike Mickens has proven that he's got it in him. So
yeah, and I gotta say, Ryan, it's kind of depressing because I'm doing a search for just see if the stream here is even showing up on the search. We're showing up, and we're at 0 viewers right now, which
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we're getting beat by live play-by-play of Notre Dame baseball against Rice.
Yeah.
Should I call that pathetic or
Hey, Notre Dame baseball, it's opening day.
Yeah. So
they're playing right now?
It says live play-by-play and it's some dude sitting in his chair with a scoreboard up.
What'd you look up?
I just searched Notre Dame football. It's like our stream is popping up, but for some reason Notre Dame Rice baseball is also this was like a watch party. Tell me if you're not seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I can't believe that. No.
Yeah, it's tied at 1 right now.
Maybe we should start doing Notre Dame baseball reactions with scoreboards.
That guy, I hope he doesn't take this as a insult, but he kind of looks like Mark Addy. Roland from I don't know if you've seen A Knight's Tale, but the guy who played Roland in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has 11 people watching him. We have 1.
Hey, you know what?
But it is a Friday night too, and people are doing things, and I get that. Either that or it's just me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, BVD has 40 people watching.
We need to go over and hop on BVD's live stream and be like, "Hey, what's up? Tennessee winning the SEC this year."
You know what? Now you got me wanting to do that. No, he's a friend. I'm not going to poach viewers from his show. I love the guy like a brother. I would never do that.
Let's see. If you want, we can go through the schedule real quick.
Yes, I did want to touch on the schedule. Now, of course, Ryan, big news with that is we filled that 12th
Army. Yay.
Army, Yankee Stadium, Shamrock Series, which I will say it has the cool factor because of the history with Notre Dame and the service academies. But
I've got it pulled up, by the way, if you want to share the screen.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just how do I say this without sounding like a negative Nancy, like the kind of Notre Dame fans that I hate. Or even the haters.
Schedule's weak. We can all admit that. The schedule
Well,
is
it's just
weak.
look, I understand. Let's make something clear here. We were supposed to play Miami. Miami is supposed to be in this slot.
They backed out.
Yeah,
They're scared.
exactly. They could be. I don't know.
They didn't want to, because originally that game, I believe, was supposed to be in South Bend. They didn't want to come to South Bend in November in the freezing cold. So what ended up happening is Miami backed out, and instead of having to go to South Bend to play in November in the cold, right? They filled that spot against Florida. It's going to be a neutral site game, Miami versus Florida in warm weather. That's what it is.
I'm so tired of these teams not wanting to play in cold. Because what's going to happen then if you make the playoff
and you got to come to South Bend anyway?
Yeah, you got to come there anyway.
It's going to be colder in December than it is in November, South Bend.
Oh, there could very well easily be a blizzard.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I've been saying this for a long time, long before this. It would be, if you're a young football player who's getting to college and you're a star, or at least you're gonna be a star. Playing in this type of weather is what you should be wanting. Yeah. That rain, wind. This is good because this is going to help you prepare for the NFL.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because, in the NFL, you're playing in all sorts of weather. So you might as well get the variety in when you're in college. So you're
You know what? One of my favorite recruits I ever got to interview, funny enough, was Jeremiah Wusu Cormoa's little brother, who's a 5-star linebacker in this year's class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did an interview with him, and I asked him, I said, because he originally played football in Virginia, transferred down to Florida to play at IMG Academy. And I said, so does, location matter in your recruitment? Like when we talk to most California, Florida kids, weather's a thing. Like, does location where you have to play or the weather matter? He's like, no, not at all. He said, I learned from my brother. He said, if you have that dog in you and you have that winner's mentality, I don't care if you're playing in 130-degree heat or 30 below zero in a blizzard. I don't care what that is. I'm going to play.
And that's the attitude that you have to have.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, it's not going to be all just sunshine everywhere you go. You're going to have to play in some crap weather. That's all there is to it.
Dude, I knew when I went to that USC game and I saw those USC players, 40-something degree weather at Notre Dame, which is, it's a little chilly, but it's not like freezing. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there with a sweatshirt and a ball cap, and these USC players are wearing winter coats with like ski masks and thermal gloves, and they've got thermal heaters on their sideline. I'm like,
hey,
yeah.
That's summer weather compared to when Ben and I went to the senior day game against Wake Forest, where it was a blizzard.
Yeah.
Oh man, 40 degrees in South Bend. That's sitting on the back patio in the summertime.
Yeah.
Compared to that.
And I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, UFC's gonna get blown out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
as much as I love that game being there, the only thing that sucks about it is I was with my ex, who I thought was going to be the one, and yeah, that she basically.
But anyway,
she basically sent me a John Deere letter. What's the movie? Come on.
The Notebook.
John Deere letter.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. I'm blanking there.
Right out of the blue, she sends me a John Deere letter. Jim Carrey, 1994.
Yeah,
Mark Daniels,
I don't think
Dumb
I've
and
ever.
Dumber.
Oh yeah.
Dumb and
Okay.
Dumber. He goes, what's wrong, Harry? Some little filly break your heart? Oh, no, it was a girl. Yeah, right out of the blue, she sends me a John Deere letter when it's
No.
Dear John letter. Anyway,
Um,
I'm not gonna. Anyway, I'm
let's
not
go
gonna.
through the schedule real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
So,
I mean, who wants? Would you rather hear about the schedule or my
yeah.
man? I mean, we could hold a take vote people. Would you rather hear about the schedule or my so-called love life?
So let's go through this, Sean. So
Here comes some smart ass comment any second.
uh,
Anyway,
start the season off at Texas A&M, number 25 A&M.
not bad,
Not
not bad.
bad. I think Notre Dame is clearly the better team right now. The only thing that scares me about this game is it's at Texas A&M. Kyle Field is one of the best atmospheres in college football.
The 12th man.
And I'm going to assume this is a night game because Notre Dame A&M week 1 ranked matchup just feels like a ranked or night game to me.
You would think it would be. But and also let's not forget the last time we played Texas A&M. We owe these guys a little payback because the last time we played them it was in 2001, and I think that score was them 24, Notre Dame 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh,
so a little payback is
gross.
on the way.
Yeah. So, any concern? Like, if you had to give a percentage of how confident you are winning that game for Notre Dame, what would you give?
80%.
Okay. Moving on. The next week they play NIU at home. The Huskies.
100%.
Any chance we lose to the mighty Huskies of Northern Illinois?
No. And the thing is, I've had several classmates that I went to high school with go to Northern.
NIU. Yeah.
I have no hate towards them, but I'm looking forward to that one just because of my friends and some of the fact that some of them went there.
Hey, you know what? NIU did upset Boston College week 2 last year. I know, but Notre Dame's not Boston College.
I know. I would say that's telling me what exactly.
Next up, we go at Purdue, and a rivalry matchup. Sounds like this game could be the big noon kickoff at 3:30 on Fox.
Probably.
So any worry about heading to Purdue?
You always worry a little when it's a rival because they're these are two longtime traditional programs. There's going to be some fire for sure. So it's definitely a team that you can't take lightly. Purdue, I could see fitting in as that. Like, remember with last year's schedule, I said that that schedule is loaded with it's trap game central. Trap game central. Purdue falls under that trap game category.
Yeah, I mean they're coming off a 5-7 season, and their new coach's first year, which was pretty bad. But again, it's a rivalry game. It's at Purdue, and historically, Purdue, when they are unranked, playing ranked opponents at home, we've seen what has happened. That Ohio State game a couple years back.
Yeah.
They beat a top 10 ranked Iowa team 2 years ago. They upset Wisconsin when they were a top 10 team not that long ago. So Purdue at home seems to, like, when they play top 10 teams, it seems to be like a boogaboo.
Yeah.
But yeah, what percentage are you? How confident are you?
Just based on the fact that it's a rivalry game, 75%.
Okay. Then next up, we got Miami, not the Hurricanes, Miami of Ohio, the best Miami.
100%. 100%.
All right, I agree. Next up, we got payback time against number 21 Louisville at home.
Let's kick some freaking ass.
I'm so ready to get back at Louisville, man.
And the thing is, it was our own fault when we were down there. When we came out flat, and I knew that if we came out flat against that team, we were going to have some problems, and sure enough, we did.
Yeah, that game. I don't know why. I don't know about you, but like an hour before the game, I had weird vibes. like just something felt off. Like, and especially when I saw them come out of the tunnel, like I had a weird feeling. And it's like you had weird feelings about stuff and you don't want to put it out in the air because you don't want to manifest it. I was like, Notre Dame doesn't
Yeah.
look like they really want to play this game. Like,
Well, like I said, they showed that when they showed that when they came out so damn flat.
yeah. And then immediately after Sam Hartman throws that pick, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, and Louisville's always been a team where they're always like a very fast-paced team on the go nonstop. But yeah, no, I can't say that I really felt any vibes, but just when I said that last year's schedule was trap game central, I kind of felt that way every week. Like, hey, we cannot take this team lightly.
Yeah. So
I
think. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. You were about.
I was just gonna say about this game. I think this is like this is the USC game from last year, in my opinion. I think after that loss last year, I think the guys are gonna circle this game on their schedule, put a big red circle around it, and they're gonna come out with some fire and absolutely put the whooping on Louisville.
I feel the same. I mean, if any returning player, if they're not pissed off and wants to kick this team's ass, then
because let's be real, Louisville, that loss cost Notre Dame a playoff spot.
Yeah, it did. We had to go at that point. We'd already lost to Ohio State. We couldn't lose again, and that did us in. Now, of course, we were still in line for
a New Year's Six,
a New Year's Six, which now we don't have to worry about that because it's all part of the playoffs.
Yeah,
but real quick on that, Ryan, since the playoffs is involving all of the NY6 bowl games. Now, of course, the first round, it's on teams' campuses. But when it gets to the semifinals, when you start playing in the bowl games, and do you think for when you're playing at the bowl games and starting in the second round, well, do you think they'll still give out a trophy for winning that particular bowl game?
Oh yeah, I think they will.
So this is what I've said before. Think about it. You could win the Rose Bowl and the Peach Bowls, for example, in the same season. And I'd like to think that they would still give out trophies for winning that game. So think about that. How cool would that be?
That would be cool. Hey, Notre Dame hasn't won a New Year's Six since what, 1994?
94 Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
I have
but Notre Dame, hey, in 2024 they won 2.
That's what I'm saying. That's how cool would that be?
Yeah. You're like, hey, we won the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, a 30-year drought. Yeah, you win 2 in the same year. Because look, even though those bowl games are part of the 12-man playoff now, I'd like to think that they'll still, treat it as if you're just playing the bowl game and that's that, and still give a trophy.
Yeah.
But real quick though, to the whole 2 people that are watching us, maybe more, if you want to get in here and talk to us real quick, here is the link that I am posting right now. So you better get in, and you better get in quick because we're not going to be on for a whole lot longer.
Yeah.
So
anyway, with Louisville, how confident? What percentage are you giving?
Well, it's at home this year, but I'm not going to underestimate their talent, so I'm going to say 70%.
Okay. Then we got a bye week, the first of 2 on the schedule this year. Any chance we lose at the bye week? Nah.
No. Basically, all 3 these next 3 upcoming games, I'm going to say 100% to all of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Stanford. It's a rivalry game at home.
They've pissed me off enough, so I really want to kick their ass every year from here on out.
Newly minted ACC opponent for Notre Dame.
Yes.
Then we go to Georgia Tech, not to Georgia Tech, but it's a neutral site, even though it's in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where Georgia Tech plays. We're playing them in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think this is a trap game.
Really?
For Notre Dame. Georgia Tech just came off a 7-6 season. First time they made a bowl game in a while. They're heading into the second year of their new head coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of buzz around them. This game is kind of in that middle schedule where Notre Dame, if they're undefeated at this point, looking ahead, we got Florida State in a couple weeks, I could see this being this year's Duke game.
I mean, you never rule stuff like that out. I guess I just have that much confidence in Notre Dame. Maybe I'm going into too much homer mode right now, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to be a pushover, but I just have a lot of confidence that we're going to win this game, even if it's in their backyard. And let me just say this, Ryan, I thought it was really funny there that you said Georgia Tech has a lot of buzz around them.
Yeah.
The Yellow
I'm
Jackets.
glad you caught that.
The Yellow Jackets have a lot of buzz around them. Hardy, har, Sean. Ha ha. Very funny.
All right. And then the next week they head to East Rutherford, New Jersey. Again, supposed to be an away game, but it's a neutral site. I can't remember. Is it the Giants Stadium that?
Yeah.
It's
MetLife. Yeah.
We're playing at MetLife. So we get to play in 2 NFL stadiums next year and a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Any worry about the midshipmen?
I always have my concerns about whenever we play these service academies. But Navy, as we've known in recent history, the last 15 years or so, they found a few times to pick a few games off from us. But Niumatalolo being gone, maybe that changes things. I don't know. Because he was the schemer. That's why they were able to have some success against us, because he would scheme his way into winning. He would have certain packages that were only for us, and that he wouldn't run against anybody else. But no, when the bottom line is, when you're playing a triple option team, which the service academies, that's really all they can run, because of the military weight limit and all that. You do what you can just to be able to function. So I understand it, but still, though, it's that offense is a bitch to play against, and it's no coincidence that we always come out of there a little banged up and whatnot. Especially how their blocking schemes are.
So then we get a bye week before the biggest game on the schedule, arguably, against number 15 Florida State at home.
I'm looking to go to this one.
I'm going to that one as well, for sure. What percent chance do you give the Irish to win this game?
Well, Florida State, they've gotten better. They've gotten better. Don't let
they did lose a lot to the draft.
Yes, they did lose a lot, but they've got a lot of talent coming in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, just out of respect for the opponent, because this is not a pushover team. I'm confident at a level of 65%.
Okay. Yeah, I think Notre Dame wins this one. Fun fact: Notre Dame is undefeated against DJU, who is now the starting quarterback over there at Florida State. We've never lost to him. So,
and I don't expect that trend to end anytime soon.
Hey, and what happened the last time DJU came to South Bend? I remember it being an ass whooping.
Yeah, I do too.
Anyways, then we host Virginia. Any concern with the Wahoos?
Again, I think this is one that falls under the trap game scenario. You can't.
But we get it at home. But we do get it.
Yes, we get it at home. I'm feeling very confident about winning that one. But I'm saying this is the part of the schedule where you don't sleep on any. Well, you never sleep on anybody, but this is the part of the schedule where you especially can't sleep on anybody, because this is a upset. This is a shattered dreams time here. This is where they're trying to wreck your season.
And Virginia's not going to be competing for anything here.
No,
they're going to be. This is where they're going to be. Hey, you know what? We're not going to be bowl eligible, but let's take down Notre Dame.
You could maybe the Duke Mayo Bowl. They could pull off a few wins.
Hey, they almost beat Miami this year, and they did almost beat Louisville, and they beat Miami, or not Miami, North Carolina.
Okay,
So
I gotta say real quick, my buddy Jerry from over in Ireland, he was at the Shamrock Rovers game tonight. Looks like they drew 1-1. He's wasted right now, he says. And he says, hi guys, just home from Tollet Stadium, home of the Shamrock Rovers. We drew 1-1 against Dundalk. Tonight at home, start a league campaign. And yeah, I bet he is I bet he did put a few drinks away. I was at a Shamrock Rovers game when I was over there last year for Notre Dame Navy, and it's fun. It is very fun. Anyway, back to the schedule.
all right, next up, then we get Army for the Shamrock Series game in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. I hope we don't pull out some Yankee-looking Shamrock Series uniforms, please.
We could wear pink for all we care. Just win.
You give us
win
pink. Do not do stripes.
Win the damn game. That's all.
Pinstripes do not. Pinstripes and Notre Dame don't go together.
No.
Then we finish it out with at the Toilet Bowl over there at USC. Any concern heading to Southern Cal? Miller Moss coming off a 5-touchdown performance against Louisville in their bowl game. Any concern of a revenge game from USC?
Well, see, here's the thing. This is our biggest rival. We kicked their ass in South Bend last year. Of course, they're gonna want revenge.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be pissed off. So yeah, there's always concern with that. But it's just a matter of, hey, you got to be just as much pissed off because it's your biggest rival. You wanna send them packing.
You know what I can see here though, Sean?
What's that?
Notre Dame, say just for hypothetical speaking, Notre Dame's 11-0. Have to go to USC, right? But they're almost virtually guaranteed a college football playoff spot, no matter what the result is.
Are you going to say what I think you're going to say?
That USC sneaks out of here with a win, because Notre Dame is. We've got the playoff. We're already locked in. Doesn't matter what the result is. Why should we put our full effort into this?
So you're thinking that they might sit some guys for
no, not sit some guys, but like the team, the mindset is not we have to win this game to get in the playoff. It's we're already in the playoff. I'm not going to give it our full effort. You know what I mean?
Well, the way I see it is this, and I've always talked about this when it comes to like the NFL in particular. Because obviously NFL, there's no ranking system. It's just, the more games you win, the better off you are. Even once you, my thing is this: once you clinch a playoff spot, now after that, you're playing for best position in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and winning or losing against USC could be the determining factor whether you get to host a first round game,
exactly,
or have to go on the road.
Exactly. So, of course, you never say never that your biggest rival is going to beat you at their place. Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. But no, you go into this one playing your ass off, beating them as bad as you can. But are you asking me if I think USC is going to be hungry in that scenario? Of course they're going to be hungry. Absolutely. Now, I mean, anything.
I just worry about if Notre Dame, especially if they're 11-0 at that spot, matches USC's energy.
Well, there's no reason that we can't. There's no, I mean, there's no reason that we can't match their energy. Listen, everything falls into place. Everything falls into place. We're going to be fine. We're going to be able to match that energy, no problem.
All right. So what percentage do you give us against the USC? How confident are you?
65%.
Okay.
And of course, this is way too early predictions. Now, depending on how USC does in the season prior to playing us, that could obviously change.
Well, you know what, Sean? Your Vegas is with you because Vegas has Notre Dame favored in the point spread against every team on the schedule. So,
well,
by Vegas' standards, Notre Dame should go 12-0.
Well, and the thing is this. I mean, I don't like sounding like the people that I despise, but yeah, we've got some good teams on the schedule, but overall, this schedule is not the absolute best schedule that you can get.
Last year's was harder.
Yeah, last year's schedule is harder than this. I mean, you look at the schedule from up and down, it doesn't look the sexiest in the world. I mean,
we played 3 ranked teams next season.
Yeah,
we played 6 this past year. So yeah.
Now, and of the three ranked teams that we know that are going to be ranked, I don't know. Which, not that ranking is all that matters. I mean, just because you're not ranked doesn't mean that you're not a good
like
team.
USC could probably be ranked at the end of the year.
Well, I could see. Okay, they have Florida State, Louisville, and Texas A&M ranked right now.
Yep.
USC, like you said, USC could easily get a ranking before the season or during the season for sure. So let's just say we have 4 ranked teams on there right now.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't know what these 7 other opponents or these 8 other opponents could be ranked. The closest one is probably Purdue.
Yeah. I feel like Purdue or Georgia Tech. And that's saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just say 4 ranked teams on the schedule right now. Other than that, I mean, yeah, it's not the best schedule. What more can I say?
So, way too early, but what is your record prediction for 2024?
Do you really think I'm ever going to predict us to lose?
No.
Exactly. So why even ask me that question?
12-0? I think we go 12-0 too.
Yeah, I'm going to say I was going to say that whether it was the 2012 schedule, which at the time was God, so brutal.
So to go on the road at Oklahoma at night for a top 10 showdown.
USC on the road, Michigan at home.
Which is crazy because people still say to this day that Notre Dame didn't deserve to get in the Natty in 2012.
Well, people
like, yeah. Do you realize that we blew out a top 10 ranked Oklahoma team with Sam Bradford as their quarterback?
Yeah.
Or not Sam Bradford. No, it wasn't Sam. It was, who was the guy that came in after Sam Bradford? He was up for the Heisman, though. I know that.
All I know is I remember the Belldozer was his backup.
Yeah, but I remember we spanked Oklahoma on national TV. Remember, I think Manti Te'o had like his Heisman.
Yeah. Oh, he had a great game.
He had like 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, a couple sacks. Like, was going nuts.
Let's see here. That was Landry Jones. Yeah, it's Oklahoma quarterback in 2012. Yeah, Landry Jones.
Yeah, good old Landry Jones. But yeah.
Jerry's telling me that he sent Len Clark of Irish Illustrated the link to this blog to our show right now, and he's hoping that hopefully he listens in. Be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But the point is, it's not the greatest schedule in the world. I admit that. But this is this is one of those times where you just clear out.
And you know what?
Clear out the outside
noise. When we're on Twitter this year, and we have fans bitching about our schedule, oh, it's too easy. See, Notre Dame never plays anybody. You know what we say? Because this is what Michigan fans used all year when they played that Charmin ultra soft schedule.
Yeah.
Well, we play who we play. We can't control who we play.
Well, another thing people got to remember too is a lot of our schedule. I mean, and of course, like back in 15, 16 years ago, we didn't know that there was going to be an ACC deal in place, like we have now.
Mhm.
But for the longest time, all of our schedules were made like 7-8 years in advance.
Yeah.
So it's like you schedule a major program for a home and home series. Is it our fault that they happen to fall off?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, you try to make the best schedule that you can, and I know people are saying about what they're saying about the Army game for the Shamrock series. No, 2 MAC teams and 2 service academies on the same schedule. I'm not a big fan of it either. But when it comes to the Army game in particular at Yankee Stadium, what other options did we have for that particular slot?
I mean, at least it wasn't, we weren't playing an FCS team again this year.
And that's just it. Do you want to play another FCS team again? Because I don't. I think Army's a lot better than that.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, really, I don't know if you saw anything, but do you know what teams were really available for this slot?
So SMU, like I don't remember the whole list, but I do remember that SMU was the best team available.
And wasn't Syracuse in there as well?
No, it was SMU and oh God.
This is in addition to Army, right?
Yeah. So this was Army, SMU, and I think UNLV, I think, was one. So your choices were kind of limited.
Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to have played SMU.
I think that was an option, but I think the issue with that was SMU is now an ACC team.
So the transition to that.
Yeah. So what would have happened is Notre Dame, because they're already playing Stanford, which now counts as technically a conference game.
Yeah, we fulfilled our 5 teams.
So it's
now.
like Notre Dame. Well, do I really want to play an entire schedule of all ACC teams, or do I want to change it up a bit?
Okay, they seriously need to consider a name change. Because I would say the West Coast is not exactly the Atlantic Coast.
Yeah. Or just call it the American. Or you can't call it the American. Damn it.
What about the Coast to Coast Conference?
The Coast to Coast.
The
CTC. C to C.
Or you just say CCC Coastal Coast Coast Conference.
No, Coastal Collegiate Conference. There we go. 3C.
Yeah, it could probably work. Yeah. Or APC, Atlantic Pacific Conference. Because it's just there's got to be a time where you start thinking about geography to a degree.
Yeah. But I mean, overall I do think the schedule is easy. Which this is why, and I'm doubling down on this. I think this is the year we find out what Marcus Freeman is. Not in terms of, hey, Marcus Freeman, if he makes the playoff and doesn't win a natty this year, he's a terrible head coach. Not that. But if Marcus Freeman doesn't make the 12-team playoff with this schedule, depending on injuries and all that, I have some questions.
Yeah. Just as it stands right now, with the talent you have coming back, the transfers that you have coming in that are proven,
the coaching staff talent you have around you.
Yes, exactly. The coaching staff.
I'll tell you right now, the fans will not jump on Mike Denbrock as quick as they did, in the past with Tommy Rees and Jared Parker. Mike Denbrock has earned some, leeway with fans because he just had the number 1 offense in the country and the Heisman Trophy winner. He's proven.
Yeah, he's an established offensive coordinator.
Yeah, so if something goes wrong this year, where do you think the fans are going to turn to?
Head coach.
Yep.
Head coach, where it all starts.
And if you're Freeman, you want to stay away from that because once there's articles from Blue and Gold, USA Today, the News Gazette, South Bend Tribune, did Notre Dame make a mistake?
Us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, for me to talk negatively, I mean, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't like talking
And
negative.
I'm not sitting here saying, like, for instance, let me find some wood real quick. All right. Yeah.
Wood.
All right. Knock on wood. If Riley Leonard, God forbid, tears his ACL week 1 against Texas A&M, and we don't make the playoff, okay, I think Freeman gets a pass there. But if it's we lose to Georgia Tech and we lose to Stanford
or Northern
Illinois, or God forbid we get blown out at home by Louisville.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, and I don't like being negative. But
you're just talking about a particular scenario.
Those conversations will have to be had at the end of the season regarding Marcus Freeman, if that's the case.
Yeah. No, you have to ask those questions. You have to evaluate the situation. Whatever ends up happening.
Because this is the year I think there's no excuse.
No, and again, I'm not trying to sound cocky here, but just how the schedule is with the talent that we have coming back, the talent that's coming in, like we both pointed out earlier, pointing out the obvious, the coaching staff that Marcus Freeman has built around him. This is not, I don't know if gift wrap is the right term, but this is put together in your favor to go the distance.
Oh, and the fact that this is the first year in like 20 some years that Notre Dame doesn't have an opponent that gets to have a bye week before they play them.
Yeah. Oh, how many times have we seen that?
Yeah. Instead, Notre Dame gets bye weeks before their biggest games.
Yeah.
And they actually, believe it or not, Notre Dame's going to have 3 bye weeks if they make the playoff, 2 in season, and they won't get a bye week if they get because they can't beat the top 4 seeds, but they'll get a bye week for Championship Sunday or Championship weekend.
That's true. That is true. So when you think about it, that for Championship Sunday Championship weekend or Championship Saturday, we don't play in a conference. So if we get the 5th seed, okay, we've already had our bye week.
Yeah.
So you still get, so when you put it that way, you're still getting your chance to get your rest.
And actually, you get an extra week on top of the couple weeks that you'll get between playoff, bowl season, Yeah. So you could argue it's better for Notre Dame. So
it's true.
Yeah. There's no excuses this year.
None.
Barring any significant injury, because that's different. But yeah, I think we're both on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, because of course, if you lose your quarterback and let's say Chris Mitchell, wide receiver, or a couple offensive linemen, then it'd be pretty tough to win.
Yeah.
Or one side of the ball gets depleted, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I think anybody, even a Notre Dame hater, would understand that. So yeah, as it sits right now at this particular point in time, things are set up very nicely for Notre Dame to make a nice run here.
Yep.
Now, of course, when you get to the playoffs, that's a different story because that's not going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, and I mean that's where my bar is for this season. I think you have to make a playoff.
Yeah, you have to. It's playoff.
And it would be it would be different if it was still the 4 team, because I think it's a lot harder to make a 14 playoff, obviously, but especially with a 12 team playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you get a little more wiggle room than what you used to get in the 4 team. That's for sure.
But
yeah, I guess one last thing I want to bring up, Ryan, before we call it quits, and we got 4 people watching. So real quick, Giving you everybody one last chance. Whoever's watching in the live chat here is our link. If you want to come in and make a quick comment, ask us a question, there it is. But the one thing, Ryan, that I did want to ask you about, your thoughts on the college football 25 coming out.
What were my thoughts?
Yeah, what you looking forward to it? First time in 14 years we've had a college football video game.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to do. I always do a Notre Dame dynasty, but I like to do like a small school that's terrible and build them into like a championship team. So I'm trying to think because I heard they're gonna add FCS teams.
They have in the past.
Yeah. So hey, Illinois State, please give me the Redbirds. So I could do Illinois State wins the 2028 national championship in college football. Like,
I used to do back in the day. I used to do that all the time. I would always go pick some team from the FCS. They didn't have like the earlier versions. They didn't have custom conferences.
Yeah.
But I would still because you can only slot FCS teams into FBS conferences.
Yep.
So who did I use? I think it was Texas State that I did once. The Texas
I think
State,
I've done
Bobcats. I built them into a dynasty.
I've done UAB, the Blazers. I did USF. And I've done James Madison and the college football revamped that's came out. And then I'm trying to think who the other one was, the biggest one that I did. Oh, God, why am I blanking here?
The North Dakota State Bison.
No, didn't do one for them. God dang it. It's only like the tip of my tongue. Oh, Akron. I did Akron. I was zipping.
Ah, the Zips.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, since I brought that up, do you know if they're going to have the custom conference feature?
They will, yeah.
Okay. See, because when they first started doing that, you had to have a PS3, and I did not have one, so I never got a chance
also,
to do
it
that.
is rumored that they're going to have it like a setting to where you can do a 12-team playoff, but you can also switch it to a 4, 12, 16, and then they have like a 32.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so hey, that 32-team playoff.
Well, they do it at all 3 FCS levels.
Yeah.
So that's not really surprising.
We'll see Illinois, the Fighting Illini, make it in at 32.
That'd be hilarious. Sportsbook Lab has a question. Sean, what system are you going to be playing the new NCAA football game on? As of right now, I can't play it because the newest system I have right now, I'm still playing my PlayStation 2. I'm a freaking dinosaur. I need to get a new system, but it's just,
and they're going to only be exclusively on the new consoles too, which sucks.
Yeah, I know that there's no playback on this one, but it's just here's the thing. You're probably hearing that Sportsbook Lab and thinking, you're still playing a PS2, Sean? What's wrong with you? Well, first off, it's just I'm not made of money, and two, there's been things that have come up that are more important than a new gaming system.
Hey, you know what, Sean?
I have one.
I have 2 PS5s, which is, I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just saying I have 2 PS5s.
Are you offering to sell me one?
I
was waiting for that. Like,
I still play my PS3. I still dust it off every now and then again when I get like the urge to be like, hey, you know what? I want to play some NCAA. So I still have to like get like those thick 5 layers of dust off of it, blow into the cartridge things to plug in my charger and stuff for the old. Yeah. So I feel you. I still actually, I have my PlayStation 2 somewhere. It's like in a box somewhere. So,
well, for all 4 people that are watching right now, if you I don't know how old everybody is that's watching, but the PlayStation 2 came out in like what, 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
And we actually had to use something called memory cards.
Yeah. You had to, yeah.
1 second. All right. This is video game console sex education. We had this right here. This is called a memory card. And what that there would be slots above where you plug in your controllers, and you would have to stick this memory card in, and this memory card kept track of, guess what? All your memory for the games that you play.
You know what I love,
So,
Sean, back on the PS2 when you would
get it?
play?
Hold on, get it. Stick it in the slot, huh? Oh yeah, there's something that feels good about that, knowing that all your stuff is saved.
But my favorite part about a PS2 is like, because I didn't have memory cards. So what I would do is the whole keep the game on the TV, don't ever close out of the game whole thing, because if you didn't have a memory card, you couldn't save your game data. So I'd sit there and have the game just on my TV, and I'd turn the TV off. So if I wanted to pick up a play, I'd just
not
the
good.
game's on pause.
Not good for your system, dude. That still applies to this day, even with the new systems. That's not good. You know, I'm guessing your parents probably got it for you for Christmas.
Yeah. And so
why did they not think to buy the memory card?
They didn't know that you needed a memory card.
Well, that's your job to put it on your Christmas list.
Yeah.
So whose fault is that?
That was my 7-year-old self, Evan.
Well, okay, you were 7. I'll give you a break, but well, then again, if you knew that you needed memory cards, then that's where you pipe up and say something.
Yeah, I did. I said, "Mom, I need a memory card." She's like, "Well, work for it."
How much do those cost? What did they cost? What did they cost back then?
I don't know. I think like $10, $15, maybe 20.
Oh shit! Then 20. Okay, I can understand if you're on a household, if you're on a budget. But still, it's like
mom, yeah.
So she's not gonna. I think she'd rather throw away $15-$20 for groceries than a memory card. But if it was you or me, I'd be like, screw eating. I want the damn memory card.
Yeah.
I'll eat when I win.
Yeah. But
yeah. So again, if anybody remembers this is what I'm still playing. And if you want to call me a dinosaur, call me a dinosaur. But yes, I'm still playing a PlayStation 2. I'm still using memory cards. I think on this one in particular, I got Madden 08, Mortal Kombat Shallow and Monks, and then MLB The Show 2007. So,
oh man, we got another LSU. I can't, dude.
Read what he's saying on the air. Read what he's saying.
So I posted the thing of Dylan McCullough getting a promotion, and this smartass comments, "Another case of Notre Dame paying top dollar for proven top talent. However, by chance, is he paid more than less than LSU's offensive and defensive coordinators?"
Say something back to him where you call him stupid.
Like basically saying, so because LSU pays their coordinators more, that means they're better.
That hurts to even think about him saying that. Is he having a stroke while typing?
Dude, these LSU fans, like can we please just get an LSU Notre Dame game, please?
Well, we've beaten them the last 2 times, so
I know, but like just to shut them up, like. It's like when we had to hear from USC fans all year last year playing the game, and they shut up. Most of them did. The smart ones did. After we beat them, we blew them out. Like we need that. We need that. Like I hope to God LSU makes the playoff for the single fact I want to play them.
Yes, some kind of matchup with LSU, and we treat them like the freaking redheaded stepchild.
Like 2 teams I want to play in the playoff, really bad. LSU and Michigan. Make it happen.
I want that too. and of course the fans are like, "Oh, you want that, huh? You want that? Well, we're gonna kick your ass." Okay. Well, we'll find out. Just schedule it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sportsbook Lab says I wanted LSU so bad in the Sun Bowl.
Oh, we all wanted LSU really bad.
Yeah, but thing is though, the way it was set up is LSU was guaranteed to be in Florida, whether
The
it's
ReliaQuest Bowl, yeah.
No, hold on. Let's get something right here with the ReliaQuest Bowl. I should have it up here. Oh, never mind. I deleted that one. But anyway, let's just, for the sake of example here, it would have been the ReliaQuest Tangerine Bowl.
Yeah.
This is the Pop-Tarts Bowl, yes, but this is how these minor bowl games should be. And I had one made up for the ReliaQuest Bowl, but I think I accidentally deleted it. But all I know is that's a lot better. When you actually give it a name, the bowl game its own name, that's a hell of a lot better than.
Although I did like the Pop-Tarts Bowl with the creepy mascot that they got to eat. That was a meme of itself.
Yeah, I still though the one game that sickens me the most is the Duke Mayo Bowl,
where they just pour mayo out.
Yeah, they
some sick bastard thought of that as like what the winning team's gonna get.
The coach is gonna get covered in mayonnaise,
and we're not gonna act like we don't know what that looks like.
And I thought, honestly, I thought this isn't sports, but just the comparison of weirdness here. You know, Quentin Tarantino and his foot thing, his thing with feet. This in the Duke Mayo Bowl with the mayonnaise being poured on somebody, that's like right there neck and neck with Tarantino's foot fetish.
You know what it was? They're sitting in a board meeting with Duke's Mayo, right? They're like, we got a bowl game, guys. The one guy in the corner wearing like a trench coat, black hat.
Oh, God.
You know what sounds good? The winning team. Let's cover him with mayo. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're talking. I could see that. They're talking about. They're talking about putting together their bowl game while they have a bowl. They're talking about putting together a bowl game while they have a bowl in hand. Use your imagination. We're gonna cover the winning coach in mayonnaise. I mean, come on! Somebody had to have been screwed up on something when they came up with that idea, or they just let a 5-year-old.
Or they're just a sicko. They're just a sicko.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see some big grizzled dude get covered in mayonnaise.
I mean, it is 2024, so
fuck. I don't even know how to respond to that because
you don't respond to it or else you'll get canceled. They just say it's 2024.
All right, I don't give a shit. I don't give a it being 2024 tells me nothing. It's a grown-ass man being covered in freaking mayonnaise. Who cares if it's 2024? It's disgusting that a bowl game celebrates with covering a grizzled, sometimes old man in mayonnaise.
Splashing him in the face with mayonnaise.
You had to take it there, you son of a bitch. All right, you know what? This is a real life experience I'm going to share with you.
Oh no! John, I gotta head out.
It's not what you think it is. I had nothing to do with this, but this still creeps me out to this day. And everybody, listen, everybody watching, all three of you, maybe more who happens to be seeing this elsewhere. I'm giving you 5 seconds to go away right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you were warned. So it was my junior year of high school, and the Illinois State playoffs just got underway, and we had just beaten Yorkville High School in the first round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't really in the know. I don't exactly know all the details. I don't know how this came about, but the team manager, or like I'm not talking about like the girls that help like serve the Gatorade bottles and whatnot during the game. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the guy who takes care of all the equipment, arranges the travel, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say equipment manager, but he was more than that. Because this guy would also take care of our post game meals on the road. But our manager was this older gentleman. I'm not going to give out names, but anybody who from Geneseo who sees this, you know who I'm talking about. And he's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. So I don't. There was some kind of bet going on with him and some of my teammates. I wish I could remember what it was. I never got the 411 on that or what the details were. But so anyway, we beat Yorkville 41-30 in the opening round of the playoffs. And we're all happy. We're coming back up to the locker room like, yeah, we just won. We won. And a couple of my teammates go, I'm going to use a fake name here. I'm not going to give out his real name. But they're like, where's Bob at? Where's Bob? Where's Bob? Well, I'm like, what do they want to see Bob so bad for? The next thing I know, I see Bob emerging into the locker room from the back, like the other entrance, buck-ass naked. This is like a 60-plus-year-old man, butt-ass naked. And listen, Bob's a nice guy and all that, but he lays down on the trainer table, which is in the middle of the locker room, his wrinkled ass nutsack exposed for all to see. And then I remember 20 bottles of ketchup, maybe even more. And several of my teammates come running and they start covering him and they start covering Bob in ketchup. So I'm seeing this older gentleman on a table being covered in ketchup by several of my teammates. I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Sean just like, all right, I'm gonna head out.
I did. But it's like, listen, just like, you can understand where I'm coming from here. You see this older gentleman laying on a table being covered in ketchup. Then you get the smell of ketchup that hits you. And you think about that being on this old dude's body, on his top of his wrinkled dick and everything. Yeah, you're wanting to get the hell out of there because you're wanting to puke. I bet if I just take the segment from this alone, that it could get some major views.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's a memory that is like, to this day. I mean, I've been out of high school. It's going to be 20 years this year. I just turned 38 last month. And 20 years later, well, 21 because I was a junior at that time, but 21 years later, this memory from time to time pops up. This old man covered in ketchup in the football locker room. What the fuck did I just watch? Why did that happen? I'm surprised that I didn't just say, kill me now at that particular time. And I'm sorry. I know they usually say what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room.
It doesn't.
No. I need counseling. I need counseling right now for seeing that. So yeah, the bottom line is, even though the coach of the winning coach of the Duke Mayo Bowl isn't naked, it's still gross to see him get covered in mayonnaise. That's like Quentin Tarantino with his foot fetish if he was into food. Really, that's what it is. So anyway, I digress. I mean, should we just call it now before?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
And listen, I'm sorry for all the cursing people, but listen, I'd like to think we're all adults here. But when you're just being brutally honest, you just have to call it like it is. So,
yeah.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's always a blast to do a live show with you, and it's been too long, man.
It has.
So hopefully we can get back on track and doing it on a regular basis. And
sounds good.
Oh boy, let me just say this: we have some shorts galore coming from this stream.
No.
Hey, those shorts are they get you views, man.
Oh no, I know.
They get you views. It's sad when you can't get those views from just showing your face, but you show a highlight and it gets thousands. I guess I better put a paper bag.
Yeah.
All right. Enough clowning around.
Yeah.
Ryan, it was a great show. All of you who are watching, thank you for tuning in. And as we always say, good night. God bless. And
Go Irish.
no, we screwed up. On that note, I am Sean Moriarty.
I'm Ryan, Week Zero Productions Fravel.
Gotta get our names out there, man.
Yep.
Now, good night. God bless.
bless.
Go Irish.
Go Irish.